A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 14, co-powered by Star Health Insurance. I'm Ritwika Gupta, and today we're putting the spotlight on the FMCG sector. As consumers increasingly seek healthier food choices, legacy FMCG businesses are reinventing themselves to stay ahead. To discuss opportunities shaping India's next generation of homegrown consumer brands, I'll be in conversation with Dishit Nathwani, Director and CEO of Gulab Group. Dishit, welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow. It's a pleasure to be chatting with you today.
Thank you so much for having me here, Ritika. Thank you.
So Dishit, when you decided to take over a 6-decade-old family business, tell me what was your vision, and what made you believe that, okay, this is the right time to reinvent the business?
See, I joined the business almost 10-12 years back in 2014 as soon as my studies were done. And being in a Gujarati family, I've always been hearing that, oh, look, dad is working so much and he'll build something from scratch. Yeah. And I, being a tennis player, I've always been staying away with all the noise and always very much dedicated towards the sports that I was playing. And then there was a lot of pressure from the family also that, who's going to take up the legacy forward.
Right.
And all of those things. And it wasn't, doing the business was in the blood. And luckily, being in Gulab Oils and what my father and the first generation could build for us was trust and the quality that he's been always given to the state. Back then we were very small, we were relatively in just the west part of Gujarat and hardly somewhat in Ahmedabad and Surat.
Right.
And while I was just moving out of the college, I felt that this brand could be, taken to many more states, So, there is always help needed there. And I thought, we could add, I could add value there, and that is what, that's what inspired me the most to join the business. And it was one step at a time. My father was very good at production, the quality, being a chemical engineer, gold medal in his time, a very voracious reader, and he built a great product. And Gulab was always known for a groundnut oil.
Sure.
And so I had a factory since 1966, which my grandfather started. The brand was started by my father in 92, and then I can't say that passed on to me. He's still very much active. I think he works more than how I would do. But since 2014, I started taking the legacy forward. And we kept on adding newer products, and the market acceptance was great. So, that inspired a lot, and we felt that the efforts are going in the right direction.
Fantastic. But when you look at the edible oil business, it is built on trust and price.
Yeah.
How do you identify the opportunity to build premium brands in this category, because consumers look at it as a commodity at the end of the day?
Yeah. See, edible oil, as you rightly said, it's a high volume business. The margins are paper thin. It's a very volatile business, so the prices of edible oil changes every day. So, every morning we give a new price in the market, and the price fluctuates across everywhere, all the stores and everywhere. And at that time, I've been, there was this modern trade coming in with the Kirana stores. Then the Amazons and Flipkarts were around back in the days of 2015s and 16s. At that time, I was seeing there was a shift of the consumers where they were looking for more service-driven products, something which, they were valuing the good quality more. And the new age products were coming in because the buying behavior were changing at that time.
Correct.
And people were also slowly getting more aware with internet coming in everywhere, so people were started reading more. So I knew that consumers are getting smarter day by day, so you can't fool them.
Yeah.
So a lot of more information was going out then, and I realized, we launched cold pressed oils, the Gulab Goodness division in 2019. Before that, we launched a food division named Rewind Snacks. As a parent company, Gulab Group, we guys are #1 brand in groundnut oil. Right. And we do we handle a lot of trade of peanuts also. So, it's groundnuts, then crushing groundnuts, then flavored peanuts and groundnut oil being the hero product for the family. Yeah. I always thought something else could be brought in, and that's when I felt because of Amazon and online buying behavior, I started seeing a shift where people were searching all these cold pressed oils and natural oils. At that time, it was also searched by ghani ka tel, which has still been, or wood pressed oils, or ghani ka tel, or chekku ka tel if you go in south. And that is how I, just before COVID, I happened to be in south of India visiting one of my friends' oil mill, and I saw this cold pressing method happening there, and I was intrigued. And so it made me stay more in the south, and I was like, I need to explore this more. And we started exploring the Puducherry area and all of those places, and that's where I thought, no, we should bring this thing in Gujarat. And being in this edible oil place, we could add a lot of value. So we bring all those ghanis from south, and we, put our ancestral learning of crushing edible oil seeds, at what temperature it should be, how you should keep the seeds. And by that, that is how, we could bring the cold press trend also. We were the first edible oil players to enter into cold press category at this scale. And then we started, putting out in the market at a fairly reasonable price. Not at a very premium. So that was always the agenda, that people are there ready to pay the premium, but it has to be not a lot, right? The price has to be very right in the market. And that's how we started. And COVID hit, and we had to rework on the strategy, but then we just ramped up everything.
So, speaking of the broader retail industry, it has also undergone a big transformation, right, over the years, like from kirana stores, to modern retail, from e-commerce, now we have quick commerce. Tell me, how are you adapting to this omni-channel reality?
See, when I joined, my dad has always been he's like, customer is everything. Wherever we should follow where customer is going. So for us, that has always been the agenda. So, we should be placed wherever the customer is going and buying the edible oil and other staples from. So first, we were very strong in the kirana places, the wholesalers, and the GT category, general trade, which is also known by. And then as soon as modern trade started kicking in, we were the first ones to introduce our oils in big bazaars at that time, then D-Marts. And since then, we've been one of the biggest, vendors for D-Mart and Big Bazaar and Reliance. So we were always been very adaptive to change. And as soon as these Flipkarts and Amazon came in, I was also just introduced to the business, and I started doing the marketplaces at that time, the e-commerce. And then we started our own e-commerce also, because COVID hit in, and I thought that dependency on somebody else has to go down sometime. So we made our own shopgulab.com. So we do almost 400 to 500 orders today. Every day we deliver pan-India.
Great.
And there was a loyal Gujju base across India who wanted Gulab. Though we were not available, but they were like, we'll pay the logistic fees, but you do give us groundnut oil. The Gulab chahiye hame. So that was the thing. And we started with our e-com. And because of the adaptability, we were the first ones to come into quick commerce and, start our trades in Blinkits, now in Zeptos and Instamart. So, they guys are growing immensely. So quick commerce is picking up the market and changing the consumer behaviors also. The product need, the buying is changing. People are, first it was, people used to buy because of necessity. People felt that people will not get oil across. So, they used to store a lot of oils. They used to, in Gujarat, it is, they when season comes, they will bring 15 kg tins, the big cans, and they'll store it. So, a lot of storage happened back then. Now, people know that, okay, it's just one click away. So, buying 1 liter, 5 liter is the new trend. So, nobody is storing anymore. So, a lot of demand shift, buying shift, consumer shift is happening, and quick commerce is leading the way forward, I feel.
Absolutely. Speaking of shifting consumer behavior, with True Story, you have also ventured into the organic food segment, right? So just give us an idea, what is the consumer demand like for clean label, organic foods in India? Do you think it is becoming mainstream?
Oh, rapidly, I think. The best part of our family is, we have always been experts in the local product. So, Gulab, being very rich in groundnut oil category, we knew that the local products, the farm-led products which are grown locally, sourced locally, they're made for the local consumers. People from West would want to buy a groundnut oil, people from South would want to go for coconut oil, people from North will always have mustard oil and sesame in winters. So we always knew that the local products are going to be the big thing, and very much from, very much pure farm-led products. And the organic shift is something where people are reading a lot firstly, and they want something where they can trust that, it's very pure, it's very natural, directly from the farmers, and so on. And so organic shift was always around, but because organic was very price, it was double the price. It's almost double the normal commodity. So again, being in the commodity industry, we felt if we could, get in between, we can bridge the gap and get the right pricing in the market with right packaging, right design ideology, and something very neat. I mean, the trust has always been the big factor. And Gulab, at a parent level, we could bring that trust on table, and all the consumers knew if it is from the house of Gulab, people knew that this product has to be right.
Yeah.
And with True Story, I mean, the name represents what we guys are. We guys are very true to the product. We guys are very true to the customers.
Yeah.
We guys are very true to our service. We guys are very true, and that's how the name True Story came in. So with that ideology, even when you see the packaging, it's very neat. There's just 2 leaf, which represents the farm. You could see the product from the design, and very new age colors, something that could attract the Gen Zs.
Nice.
Or the late millennials, I could say. So True Story has been a great success story, and jaggery powder, ragi flour, brown sugar, that has been our hero products.
Sure.
Millets have been picking up pretty much. And now we are completely into ghee and everything. So now we are into ghee, we are into organic cold pressed oils also. We just launched avocado oil. So yeah. I mean, the range is getting bigger and bigger.
Fantastic. It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 14, co-powered by Star Health Insurance. In conversation with Dishit Nathwani, Director and CEO of Gulab Group. The theme for our show this season is Emerging Businesses, the India Advantage. Tell me, what do you think is driving the India Advantage, especially for homegrown consumer brands?
See, that's what I was saying earlier also, that people are, the consumer is very conscious today, We are not, the Western brands are no more an aspiration. It is the Indian brands, it is the Indian stories that the young audience is connecting with.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, yes.
Yeah, so and also the smaller the better, I feel, people are moving away from the big industries, and also I think the MSMEs, the small businesses who can communicate with the audience at their level, I feel, not glorifying the business too much and just trying to be very true to what they are. And that's how, these Indian products have started picking up immensely in front of all these big giants, and that's where even Gulab is rightly placed. No doubt at a parent level, the top line is huge, but when we compare ourselves to the bigger players, we are relatively small, and that's how the change has always been. We've been able to communicate going to their level, and also very transparently and also very agile. We've been able to do a lot of communication with our packaging, been going to a lot of events. So the small scale industries, MSMEs, is the future, and that is what represents India, I think. We are, MSMEs would contribute almost 35-40% to the GDP today.
Yes.
And coming from Guju, we guys are, family driven, family, so, business is in our blood.
Yeah.
So with all the Gujus, Marwadis and all, so this is what we guys have been born and brought up by. Even a small dukan is a business for us. A trader is also a business for us, and that's what we pride ourselves in.
Right. So you have a lot of suppliers that you work with that are MSMEs, and what kind of a role do they play in your overall supply chain?
Oh, I think they are the backbone, So, what we guys have been taught is, you grow with the supplier, right? So you don't keep on changing them. You mold them the way you want the brand to go ahead with, right? So they are more like partners. They're not just vendors. So it's like sort of a contract manufacturing the guys are doing for us. So all the jar manufacturers, the bottle manufacturers, let's say the boxes that we come from, the pouch vendors, let's say as small as a sellotape vendor, or somebody who is providing the stationery, So these guys, you won't believe, the supplies are still the same since late 90s, And the early 2000s, what my father had them on the roll, and now I'm adding a few more, and none of the older ones are being removed from the group. We just feel that they are growing bigger with us, and it's a moral responsibility at a group level that it's all of us together have to grow. If we are doubling down on the factories, even their shops should double down. So even they should multiply with us. So that has always been the mindset with us.
So Dishit, tell us, what are the new products, that you're launching? What's the road ahead for Gulab? Like, what is your overall vision as well for the company?
With Gulab, I mean, as we know that India is a import heavy in edible oil. We almost import 55-60% of our edible oil. Even that shift is huge, that people are opting for local oil, and that's where groundnut oil, mustard oil, sesame and all comes in play, and that's where people are shifting a lot to groundnut. I mean, back in 1950s, people used to eat a lot of groundnut oil, and then it started going down with a lot of the refined oil is being promoted, it's good for your heart and all of these things, but now people know what we should consume.
Yeah.
And because of that, the local oils are growing, and that is how Gulab is also growing. So at a parent level, I mean, we are growing at 30% with our edible oils also. We are expanding to the western states, now moving to south with the Bangalore depot, we're going to north, did a setup in Nagpur. East is left, so I think that should be in the agenda in coming 2 years. But at a parent level, all these new products that we introduce, like the cold pressed oils or the organic category, so these are helping us a lot to grow quicker, because selling edible oil, let's say 1,000 kilometers away from Gujarat, is very difficult, very price sensitive. The economies of scales, I mean, you can't survive. So that is when these products help us, build the base, and then we start selling our groundnut oil, the parent company. And the cold pressed true story have been, tripling year on year. And we feel that FMCG division or the goodness division will be almost 1/4 to our parent company and half in 5 years to the parent company. So that's where we feel the growth is. And yeah, I mean, I think growing well, growing steadily.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I also want to talk a little bit about technology, Dishit. As a company, tell me, how are you using, say, AI, analytics, data, in your manufacturing, production, or just to make better decisions? If you can talk to us about that.
See, I think data is a must nowadays, and AI is rapidly helping us to, I think, to work faster at least. So I think, I mean, all the sales apps that we have, so we have more than 300-400 sales guys working on the stores. We have a back-end team of 10-15 people who work on the quick commerce, the other 10-15 team who works on the modern trade. So all of these have been working a lot on the data, and now aided with AI, they are able to, plan the fulfillments better. They are directly in touch with the factory production. So all of this is now AI driven, the indents, the order processes are happening more without the human interference, and that's where the efficiency is increasing, and that's where we are able to fulfill our edible oils or the products better into the market.
Sure.
So we are adapting very rapidly, and I mean, it's like now we have 2 to 5 guys who are just working on AI and just seeing how we can amplify the use cases of AI, and without hampering jobs. I mean, the first idea that we don't want to cut down on any jobs, we just want to get better efficiently in the organization. So that is the agenda, not to cut down on the jobs, at least for now, and it is helping us. First it started with sales, then aided by the service channel in between, and now we are taking up to the production levels also.
Sure. So as India, aims to become a large global manufacturing powerhouse, tell me, what opportunities do you see for FMCG businesses to also expand globally, beyond the local markets?
See, India has always been one of the biggest traders of food products. We do export a lot of raw commodities. But now, I mean, with the local consumption and the exposure that Indians have, I think we are at par with any bigger Western country. I mean, looking at our design levels, looking at our production facilities, looking at the type of professionals or the human resource we have back in the factory, the level, the way there is growth in the economy. I mean, we are at par at global levels, and now we can sell the finished products also. So I am seeing a lot of demand. Like Australia, people, you consume a lot of organic product, but now all of those is, produced in Australia, had there. But now if I am selling my True Story, I am able to sell True Story also very well.
Right.
So people are accepting our brands across, and I mean, with Ayurvedic skincare and all of this, talking about the way, I mean, the local skincare brands are going across globe. Even a lot of FMCG, I mean, old school FMCG companies very famous in their these chili powders, sesame seeds, maybe edible oil. We guys, I mean, people now want that particular product in the form as it is. They don't want raw. So the brands have a humongous opportunity. I'll still say that India being 150 crores of population, I mean, we are 1/5 the population of the world. I mean, every state, it's a country in itself. I mean, India has immense potential, and I mean, we guys give a lot of premium also for the right product. And whatever energy left, I think, should be spent on giving it outside at the same time. We are at par now, and I think we are giving better products for sure. I mean, coming from the FMCG background, I know what we guys have been giving and what they consume.
All right, and well, finally, Dishit, as we're wrapping up the conversation, one piece of advice for all the aspiring entrepreneurs and MSMEs, what we like to tell them, what does it take? What's the secret behind building a enduring brand, a long-lasting brand like yours, that has been lasting for almost like 60 years?
Yeah.
What's your advice to them?
See, I think I have always been telling people that profitability and growing sustainably should be the goal. We are living in the best era, the best, let's say, a decade or two of India. I mean, the opportunities are immense. The government is promoting MSMEs and the business houses a lot. There are a lot of PLIs, there are a lot of incentives that government is giving. A lot of attention of global economy and the global companies is in India, so there are immense opportunities. But if we don't do it right now, we'll be late. So I think the next 5 years are for India to set up anything. And coming from Gujarat, I think people should look to Gujarat. There are a lot of opportunities there. So I think with all these Dholeras and Gift City and everything that is coming up, a lot of money is pumping there and a lot of opportunities are there. So yeah, this is the right time for all the MSMEs to start something.
Well, more power to you and all the very best. Thank you so much for joining us today on Leaders of Tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 14, co-powered by Star Health Insurance. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.